Hey everybody, it's Tallara and welcome back to my first blind playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Today we're going to be checking out what the requirements are for our next story mission. Our next story mission is Chapter 10, and in order to access it, there's a few requirements. We need to have surveyed 15% of Sylvalum, we need to complete the Manhunt Affinity mission, which is found in Blade Tower in the Administrative District, and we need to complete the Prospective Partners Affinity mission, found in the Blade Barracks. The recommended level is also level 38, so we've got quite a lot of things to do. Before we get started though, I am distracted by Kitty just hanging out on the mission board right here. Look at that. That is the most relaxed Kitty I've ever seen, and I love it. I also love how me and Doug's weapon have fused and become one. Anyway, in terms of the survey requirements, I think we may already be there. Let's take a look at our Sylvalum survey rate. Yes, it's currently 20.26, so one of the requirements to access Chapter 10 is already complete. The other one is this affinity mission right over here, which is Prospective Partners. This has a recommended level of 34 and requirements of completing Chapter 9 and surveying 14% of Planet Mira. I didn't notice when I was there on the map how much of Mira do we have surveyed. 22.63, so that's the survey rate of the entire planet. We've almost got a full quarter of it done, and again, we've got enough for this requirement right here. So without further ado, let's check out the Prospective Partners Affinity mission.
Well, it isn't every day the Director General stops by for a visit.
I'm a busy man, I fear. But something's come up that I'd like your team to handle.
Stuffy suit came to the right place. Make request and Tatsu will see what he can do.
Right. Well, I'd like to propose we enhance our surveillance of the ganglion.
Is there something you're expecting to find?
We've had a string of unusual reports lately. There have been rumors that the ganglion are fighting amongst themselves.
Power struggles? With all those species working together, I imagine they've no shortage of infighting.
Which is precisely what we want to exploit, hence the need for intel. And why I'd like you to focus on expanding Frontier Nav for now.
All right. We'll take it on as a formal request from you.
All right, Prospective Partners. Xiaosan has decided to further expand his investigation of the ganglion across Mira. And while his first name may be Maurice, he will forever now be known as Stuffy Suit. Thanks, Tatsu. Something that I didn't fully understand or appreciate before, and that you guys have actually told me about in the comments on previous videos, is that the ganglion is not a singular alien race. It's actually a coalition of races. And from what we've seen, a lot of the races aren't necessarily willing participants in the ganglion coalition. There's been a lot of bullying, coercion, blackmail, etc. So that's something that it maybe took me a little too long to figure out, but we've got it now. And today we're going to be exploring Mira. Well, the first requirement is to explore 15% of Mira. We've already done that, so presumably we can just move on to the next step. Yes, okay, objective updated, Prospective Partners. I love how we had to move Kitty for our meeting with Stuffy Suit, by the way, and then the second Stuffy Suit's gone, Kitty is back. So, because we've already explored 15% of Mira, I'm wondering if we can just go right back to Stuffy Suit and report in. Let's see where this quest marker is bringing me. Yeah, it looks like it's bringing me over to Blade Tower, which is the head of government, which is where we will find not only Maurice the Stuffy Suit, but all the other Stuffy Suits. The coalition of Stuffy Suits, if you will, are mostly over here in Blade Tower. So we've already done what was requested of us. I love when that happens. You get a quest and already the requirements are complete. So we can go report in about all we've seen on our travels so far.
Fascinating.
Find something useful?
All intelligence is useful, Colonel. It's just a matter of finding the best lens to view it through.
Wow, that's deep, sir.
If I'm not mistaken, you fought against a Rothian squadron before, yes?
Rothian? Tatsu hear that name someplace before.
I think those were the lion-esque people, right? Or the kitty people.
Warriors through and through. The sort you don't want for enemies.
Not ringing any bells.
Come on, we fought them in Sylvalum, remember?
Oh, right! Tatsu remember now. Kitty cat people, right?
Exactly.
We've analyzed Frontier Nav records for evidence of ganglion infighting. Every instance has involved Rothians fighting against one race or another. This is more than just a few simple disagreements. We believe they've broken ties with the ganglion entirely, and on less than amicable terms.
I mean, honestly, good for them. They sort of suggested to that effect when we fought, that if we beat them in fair combat, they were going to leave us alone and hence leave the ganglion. And I'm glad they did, because they seem like a very honorable people, and it was clear that the Rothians were one of those races that were not willingly part of the ganglion coalition. There was reference to blackmail and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it would be a great time to perhaps form an alliance with them.
If they really have left the ganglion, that might be a possibility. Their motives certainly seem different enough. If their values align with ours.
As we often said on Earth, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I expect an alliance with the Rothians would prove beneficial for both of us.
Agreed. Even beyond the practical merits, it just makes sense for us to try and make as many friends as possible here.
Which brings me to your next mission. I need you to travel to the site of the latest clash and gather data.
Yes, sir.
All right, we can do that, especially if the reward is going to be making an alliance with the kitties. I'll do anything for the kitty people. A, because I'm a self-professed cat lady, but B, because the Rothians do seem like a very cool, honorable, honestly badass alien race that I would love to become allies with. So, we need to head to the battleground at Noctilum's Middle Hush Flood to gather information. It seems that this is where people saw the battle between the Rothian and the ganglion happening. So, if we fast travel right up here, let's see what we can find. I mean, we could always give them an offering of catnip, right? Perhaps that would bring them to our side? Sorry, I'll stop with the kitty jokes now. I have a feeling that if the Xenos knew how many kitty jokes I was making about them, they would be less than impressed. They would say, if anything, we are mighty lions, not kitty cats, and to that I would say, touche. Okay, what do we have here? A lot of parts of Xenos, a sort of barren, war-torn area.
That's right. We've located a Rothian skell. It seems mostly undamaged. No pilot in sight. It's unclear if they abandoned the skell or were killed.
What about the data unit?
Intact, as far as I can see.
Excellent. Please bring it back with you. Also, a sample of the plating and any weaponry you can manage.
We'll do what we can. Ready for a little manual labor?
Are you kidding? I can't wait to get this stuff home to analyze it.
Elma, do you know more than you're saying?
What do you mean?
I suppose an explanation's in order.
Huh? About what?
About this mission. Or about his intentions, at least.
You mean the Director General?
Right.
Uh-oh. Is he up to something?
Well, no point in hiding it, I suppose. I can't be certain, but if I had to venture a guess, I'd assume this is all just insurance in case an alliance falls through.
You mean we're gathering this data to make fighting the Rothians easier?
Oh, I'm sure diplomatic talks will come first. And even if we can't secure a friendship, that doesn't mean we have to fight. But it's always good to prepare for the worst possible scenario. Especially if you're the man responsible for the safety of all of New LA.
Well, I hope the Alliance can work out.
As do I, Lynn. For now, let's get back to work.
Okay, so now we just need to take a look around this area and gather some more clues. There's a bunch of Rothian skulls just sort of left all around here. Let's take a part from this one. And then we can actually take a part from the one I was standing in front of previously as well. So let's do that next. How many parts do we need? We need 3 parts. Okay, so we got 2 right there, and then it looks like there's another one over here. The issue is standing between us and that Rothian skull are late level 40 level monsters. Late 40s level monsters. Words. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Luckily, neither of them were looking my way, so even though words are hard, stealth is not. And now let's grab a part from this skull. Okay, so that's all the parts that we needed, meaning we can take those back to the Director General. Before we do, I see something we can look at over here. Seeing as we're on a part collecting mission, we may as well keep it up. Although I don't think we're going to get a part from the strange tree. We're not going to get anything from the strange tree, as we must learn the biological field skill to recover that treasure. So alas, our treasure hunting is done from now. Let's head back to Mr. Stuffy Suit.
I received your report. Good work collecting those samples.
Here are the Rothian parts.
I'm just sorry we weren't able to get more.
We'll take what we can get. You have my thanks.
They're an exceptionally proud people. If we can forge an alliance, I'm certain they'll be friends we can trust.
I'll remember that. And should the day come, I'd like you to serve as ambassador.
My pleasure. As long as you don't send me there to declare war.
Perish the thought. The fewer enemies we have, the easier my job is.
Okay, that was a pretty easy mission, to be honest. It looks like the Rothians are being hounded by the Ganglion. This might be an opportunity to team up with them, and hopefully we do. Hopefully we're laying the groundwork here for an inevitable partnership and not a declaration of war, as Elma just said. Regardless, that's another affinity mission down. So, next up, we've got, what was the name of the other affinity mission that we needed to do prior to Chapter 10? Manhunt. It's actually right here at Blade Tower as well, so that works out perfectly for us. We don't even need to move from this very spot. We're going to turn around, go right back up the elevator. No, we're not. We're going to pick it up right here. But this is the next affinity mission that's a prerequisite for Chapter 10. So let's check out Manhunt.
Ah, look who's here. Perfect timing. Turns out I've got a mission that's right up your alley.
In other words, something dangerous?
See? You're perfect for it. Now then, remember the night the Ganglion hit us? Your team took on a pair of Xenos. Real bad apples. A big old lug and one nasty little lady.
Dagon and Reese, I think it was.
There's no forgetting those two.
Yep, that's them. We just got word they've been spotted skulking around Noctilum.
Could they be planning another attack?
That or who knows what. Whatever they're up to, I can tell you, it ain't gonna be good for us.
Muscle Man not worry his mustache hair is gray. Team Tatsu is on the case.
Right. Those two are no pushovers. We fought them once and we beat them once. We're the best choice to take this on. We'll leave immediately.
Thanks, Colonel.
All right. There have been reports that the pair who raided New LA have been sighted in Noctilum. We need to go there and investigate.
It's still smoking.
Bad guy's campfire.
The residual heat signatures confirm it. This fire was active until just recently.
It's strange. A campfire doesn't strike me as their style.
It is strange. We should maybe take a look around. We got to Noctilum, we found this campfire, but again, from our brief interaction with those two in the battle for New LA, they don't seem like the type who are going to sit around roasting marshmallows.
Good thinking. All right, let's give this place the standard perimeter sweep.
Elma, wait! Tatsu, hear something!
Someone's coming. Everyone, hide!
Looks like we're too late. Damn it. Those two could be anywhere. Come on. That guy's the size of a mech. There can't be that many places for him to hide. Whatever. We'd better report to the captain.
Soldier's definitely ganglion.
Elma, did you hear that? Guys the size of a mech.
And they're looking for a pair.
But why would Dagon and Reese... I mean, they're ganglion too, right?
Maybe they deserted after bitter defeat courtesy of Tatsu.
Courtesy of who? Still, it does sound like they're after our targets.
Everything we've heard seems to point that way.
Maybe we should shake those two down for intel. See what they know.
What do you think?
Honestly, it can't hurt, right? Lynn's plan to shake them down for intel. Best case scenario, we get rid of some ganglion and get some intel. Worst case scenario, we get rid of some ganglion. So I think I'm gonna go with Lynn's plan here.
All right. We should be able to handle a couple of grunts easily enough. Let's see what we can find out.
Sounds good to me. It is very interesting that they are also on the trail of these two, because as the crew just mentioned, last we knew, the two we're looking for were on the side of the ganglions. So I'm not sure if they've defected or what the scenario is, but regardless, we're gonna need some more information. What was the most interesting part of that entire cutscene for me was the fact that I never noticed how disgusting the prone's feet are. Did you guys notice that? They've got 4 toes in the front and like 1 big toe on the back. I don't know what it is, but that big toe on the back of the foot really gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know what it is. There's some sort of visceral reaction throughout my body when I see that weird back toe on their foot. You know, all bodies are beautiful. You've got to respect the biological differences of others, especially when we're dealing with alien life forms, but there's something about that back toe that just does not sit right with me. Regardless, I'm not sure how much info we're gonna get out of these guys. I'm not sure if this is a shakedown so much as a silence them for good sort of scenario. But I suppose we'll see if they're willing to talk, if and when we beat up this Marnuk soldier here.
It's no use.
Now then, who are you chasing and why?
We'll never talk, human scum.
I don't think you understand. This isn't a request.
Target sighted. All units rally at point 49.
You hear that?
Let's move.
What should we do about these two?
Knock them out and leave them.
I hope you guys know where point 49 is, because I don't. According to my map, we know exactly where point 49 is. It's up here by Dead Man's Ingress, apparently. So if we fast travel right here, we should get pretty close. What's going to await us, though, is the real question. Are the two we're looking for friend now rather than foe? I don't know. From the confrontation we had, I have a hard time picturing them ever being our friend, but maybe it'll be sort of a the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation like Stuffy Suit mentioned earlier. Regardless, we need to find them first before we can have any sort of conversation, so let's head in. Looks like they were last sighted in this cave. Shark's Jaws. That's a name for an area. And yep, look who it is. Our big friend. Friend? Foe? Still unclear.
It's not our pair after all.
Oh.
Yeah, but who are they?
You're right. It's another big guy and small girl.
Humans? What are they doing
What
here?
are the chances?
Who cares? Wipe them out.
Uh-oh. Looks like we have no choice.
Guess we're fighting. The poor big guy, he looks so scared. Yeah, I don't know who these two are. They're not the ones that we fought in New LA, although the body types are very similar. I can see how it all got mixed up. Regardless, I feel really bad because the big guy looks genuinely scared. So let's do what we can here to wipe out these Marnuks with their weird feet and rescue big and small. Perhaps these guys will be willing to become allies after all, because they're clearly different from the ones we fought before, and the fact that the Ganglion are holding them at gunpoint makes me feel pretty confident that they're not Ganglion themselves. Meaning, we might be able to work in that age-old adage, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Dang, our overdrive did over 100,000 damage, and we took out the Ganglion like a hot knife through butter.
I'm sorry if we frightened you. My name is Elma. And you are? Are we correct in assuming that the Ganglion are after you? If so, we might be able to help. We come from a planet called Earth, but now we're fighting the Ganglion here on Mira.
Really?
Pay them no heed, Rock.
But Celica, they just beat up those bad guys.
It matters not. I shall not be fooled again.
Well, either way, it's not safe here.
I'm worried about you guys, especially the big guy. He seems so sweet. The better look I get at him up close, he's actually just a big cuddly guy. Are you two gonna be okay?
Don't flatter us with your hollow kindness.
Listen, I understand that it may be hard for you to trust a random pack of strangers. But we really do want to help if we can. I hope you can believe us.
Come on, Celica. They seem all right, don't they?
Perhaps, but...
Tatsu, pleased to make acquaintance of new friend Celica.
And you are... a Nopon?
Indeed. Friends saved Tatsu from nasty Ganglion.
Just like they saved us.
Yes, so if Tatsu is trusting friends, Celica can too. Nopon's honor.
Well... You might say that we're fugitives of a sort. Ones that are running low on hiding places.
Our city, New LA, is home to many races besides humans. Both of you would be welcome there. There's no pressure, of course. You can stay or leave as you see fit.
Thank you. That is most kind. My name is Celica.
And I'm Rock. Nice to meet you.
I'm Lynn. Here, these are the coordinates for New LA. Can you get there okay?
I believe the two of us can manage, yes.
Then we'll see you back home. Take care, you two!
Alright, I think we've made ourselves some new friends. Celica and Rock. Rock is so cute. He's like a big armadillo. Honestly, he's freaking adorable. And while I can see what they were trying to do, hide out in this cave, I don't know how long it would have worked with A, the Ganglion at their backs, and B, it full of monsters. So hopefully they took us up on our invitation and are heading back to New LA. We'll head back there ourselves now to check in. Looks like we're heading over to the industrial district. The integrated production plant is where our quest marker is taking us. So let's load in here and check it out.
Hey!
Hey, Celica and Rock, they are here after all. Awesome.
Hello, everyone.
Hey! Over here!
How do you like the city so far?
It's rather overwhelming, to be honest. But Rock seems quite content, so... we'd like to stay if that's permissible.
Of course. And whatever you need, just let us know, okay?
Anytime Celica have a problem, Team Tatsu have the solution.
You have our gratitude.
Awesome. Looks like all the other Xeno races are welcoming in our newest members. And there you have it. Affinity mission Manhunt is complete. We came across Celica and Rock during our search, whereupon we brought them back to New LA, clearing up the misunderstanding. And with that, we can now check in with Celica and Rock right here.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful for all that Blade has done, including furnishing me with this splendid home. I'm not worthy of such largesse. I'm still searching for a purpose that I might serve in this fair city, but I pray that you will give me the opportunity to repay my debt to Blade. So you guys, I guess since Rock is so big, they can't live in a regular house, so they're living out here at the integrated production plant. Checks out, I guess. And then can we speak to Rock as well?
Hi!
Yes, we just have to get in a really weird, slightly uncomfortable position to do so. So, this is your city. Wow, it's really great. I've never seen so many people in one place before. I sure do wish Celica and I could take a peek inside all those shops, but the buildings are so small I probably wouldn't fit. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Rock. Unfortunately, this city wasn't really built for someone of your stature, but I guess we're doing what we can to make them feel at home, including giving him a building that's just his size. While we're over here, there's actually an affinity mission, new in New LA, but it requires a level of 44, which unfortunately we don't meet that condition. So now that we've got the recommended missions out of the way for Chapter 10, all that's standing between us and the next portion of the main story is our level. The recommended level is level 38. We're currently level 36, which means we should do some more missions to try to level up a bit. So, we've got a ton of missions scattered throughout New LA. There's no shortage of missions, that's for sure. So how about we check out some of the ones here in the Industrial District. Right up here we have something called Forest Foray that we can check out. So let's go do that. Someone named Sullivan is here and appears to have a quest for us.
Hello.
Hey you, do you have any interest in the Miran ecosystem? Sorry, that kind of came out of the blue, didn't it? Look, don't run. I'm not trying to recruit you into a cult or anything. I'm just searching for a kindred spirit. Okay, well, if that's the case, then yes, I do have interest in the Miran ecosystem. Wait, really? Oh my gosh, you're the first person who hasn't just dismissed me out of hand. My name is Sullivan, and I'm a botanist. Ever since we arrived on Mira, my lab has been blessed with one fantastical specimen after the next. The biodiversity here is simply dizzying. I might as well tear up that doctorate I earned back on Earth and use it to wipe my, floor. But really, this is great news. I've never seen such fertile ground for academic curiosity. Even the leaves. Have you noticed the leaves? Most have these little... Am I rambling? I'm rambling. And you're bored. So sorry. Let me get back to it. To get to the point, I'd like your assistance in my research. As I'm sure you know, there's a huge forest area to the northwest of NLA. We call it Noctilum. The plant life there is wholly unlike anything seen on Earth. I suspect the marshes deep within that forest might hold a specimen of extreme importance. I've been informed by many parties that collecting the specimen will be no simple matter, but I'm thinking someone like you should be able to handle it. I require 3 samples, one to experiment on, one to archive, and one to display, so that the public's appetite for science might once more be whetted. The Miran ecosystem is shrouded in mystery and intrigue, but this inquiry will be the shaft of light which pierces the veil. All of science hinges upon your help. Okay, so it seems there are many unusual forms of plant life in the forest to the west of New LA. We need to go and help Sullivan investigate. Luckily for us, we don't actually need to go anywhere at all. We've already got 3 Seca Cosmoses that we need, so we will accept this mission, track this mission, and then we can turn in the mission. Ah yes, hello, tell me, how goes the specimen collection? Well, believe it or not, we've got the Seca Cosmos right here. These are a large cosmos plant whose petals move in response to stimulus. This has led many to believe that it may possess a certain degree of sentience. Whoa, cool. Astonishing, yes, thank you. These are fine samples, truly. I'd heard speculation about this specimen's unusual properties, but this... No, I mustn't draw any conclusions before a proper investigation is completed. Hypotheses and evidence and so forth, yes? Yes. And yet, I think it's possible that the plant this was harvested from actually exists outside all known Miran ecological chains. It's bizarre, but in the most delightful way. Life on this planet shocks me each and every day. Speaking of, I realize this is something of a surprise request, but Might it be possible, and I dearly hope that it is, to enlist your help in gathering another set of samples of a different specimen? Water drains from those marshes, you see, forming a river. That river's current carries a multitude of seeds to their future homes. The importance of these seeds cannot be overstated. They must be studied in minute detail if our analysis of life on Mira is to advance to the next stage. I need an archive sample, a test sample, a display sample, a training sample, a buttering up sample for sponsors, and a bonus sample for a birthday present. So yes, that's 6 samples total, a hefty sum, I know. But all are vital to the continued function of science on Mira. Thank you, assistant. You have my eternal gratitude. Now, do we actually have these, or no, we've actually got to go harvest these ones. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the samples that we require this time around, probably because she wants 1,000,000 of them, but no, actually I have none. We need 6 phosphorus tree seeds from Noctilum's Rust Lake, and we don't have any of those, so guess we'll have to go gather them by hand. Alright, so Rust Lake is right here. We've actually got a probe right here at FN Site 217, which should give us easy access to the lake. I can't believe she's giving someone one of these seeds as a birthday present. I mean, hopefully they're a fellow botanist, because otherwise I'm not sure how well it'll go over. Now, the issue with this area is that it is indeed full of very high-level enemies, as you can see, and unfortunately, they are disgusting spiders. Fortunately for us, though, you can see the girls all came with their mechs, all in a row. Let's take out some of these spiders and grab some of these seeds. Okay, it definitely required some combat. I was glad all the girls brought their skills because we had to fight a bunch of high-level lizards, but in the end we got all 6 seeds, and so let's head back to our new botanist friend and tell her the good news. Hey Sullivan, we're back. Welcome back. Judging by your demeanor, I anticipate good news? Yep. I found the phosphorus tree seeds. Yes, precisely the specimen I desired. Of course I say desired only in the sense that it is vital to my research, not that I, right then. I'm impressed you actually brought samples for storage, research, display, training, sponsor kickback, and birthday purposes. You are a wonder, madam, and a champion for Miran botany. Though your actions may not make it into my research paper, know that the results of your work shall live on for all time. Why can't my actions make it into your research paper? You can't have a little footnote? Samples provided by Tallara and team? No? Okay. If nothing else, please look upon your contributions with great pride. Oh, and you'll be pleased to know that I finished analysis on the samples of the first specimen you brought me earlier. It's shocking, really. The plant changes on a cellular level between morning and night to become a wholly different organism. It goes beyond any conventional definition of the word plant. It's an entity, I suppose. Just another in a long list of assumption-shattering finds on Mira. I well realize gathering those samples was not easy. You have my sincerest thanks, kind madam. If I require hard-to-obtain samples again in the future, I hope you'll lend me your services once more. For storage, test, display, training, sponsor, gift, award, propaganda, and, personal use. Hey, one can never have too many samples, right? Remember, this is all about science. Alright, well there you have it. Forest Foray is complete. We brought back some valuable plant samples. Sullivan seems incredibly interested in finding out more about these new forms of Miran ecology. And honestly, I'm not interested. This is such a crazy world that we've crash-landed on here. I am down to learn more about it. Now, our next quest takes us just down the street to a guy named Roscoe.
Thanks.
Ah, finally! Keen eyes, agile body, the very picture of a well-honed blade. Seems luck is with me. The circumstances were less than favorable, and yet they've brought me a singular talent. What are you talking about? Huh? Didn't you come here because of my mission control posting? Well, no matter. I'm certainly not passing up an opportunity like this. I would ask for a moment of your time. My name is Roscoe, and I'm a curator. I typically fill orders from the Granada Galactic Group for Moranium and the like. A few days ago, we lost the signal of a freight helicopter near the Sunlit Spring in Noctilum. Unfortunately, we've also lost contact with both members of the crew. We need to mount a rescue effort as soon as possible. Okay. How did all of this happen? The cause? Impossible to say, I'm afraid. Mira is a font of inexplicable occurrences. One thing I can say with certainty, though, is that Howard and Siska despise one another. Perhaps their fighting escalated to heavy artillery. It's funny because it's quite possible, you see. Yes, well, you seem unamused. Moving along. I ask that you travel to Noctilum and extract Howard and Siska as soon as possible. Okay, we've been asked to aid blades who went missing in Noctilum's sunlit spring. We can do that. Thank you. I await word of your success. I hope you can see them both safely back home to New LA. Looks like a lot of our side quests today are taking us to the Noctilum region. Let's see, where did those missing blades end up? Sort of in the northwest portion of the area, Sunlit Spring. If we fast travel to exactly where we just were, FN Site 217, it shouldn't be too far to go from there. And I think I found our missing blades. Their chopper has been grounded and they are surrounded by indigens. Stay back, you stinking monsters. I'm not about to end up being dinner for some damn salt hot. Seriously, Howard, if you have time for this level of wailing, why don't you kill a few of the damn things and make yourself useful for once? It's suicide to take them all on alone. Well, I bet you'd like that for me, wouldn't you? And when did I become the useless one anyway? You're the genius who wrecked the helicopter, and whose constant nagging caused the very fight that made me crash land here, huh? Oh, of all the immature, irresponsible... We're about 50 meters from death right now, but if it means I don't have to listen to you whine for another second, then I welcome it. Oh no, you don't get to give up that easily. Besides, if we keep shouting, we may just scare the Saltout off, or better yet, a friendly might hear and come help us. Wow, these two really do hate each other, don't they? I can't think of a worse time to be arguing than when you're, as they put it, 50 meters from death. But alas, here they are, and their shouting, I guess, did kind of bring help, so it all worked out in the end. Luckily, these Saltauts are very, very weak. They're only level 14, so this will be nothing for us. If anything, I wish they were a bit stronger, such that we could get some valuable experience points here, but I'm not sure that these guys are going to give us any experience points, but whatever. At least we're going to save two people, even if they do hate each other's guts. Maybe this will be a bonding experience for the two of them. They'll come out of this closer than ever. A girl can dream, I guess. Regardless, we've got to get rid of these Saltauts. And that's exactly what we're going to do. 2 down. 3 to go? Can't tell how many are actually here. 2 down, 2 to go. I'm not sure. 2 down, a couple of more to go. Honk.
Move in and do some damage. Okay, it's time now. Melee attacks.
One more. Oh, nice. Good job, ladies. All right. They are dead, and now, can we get you guys out of there? Oh, you are out of there. You're on this side. Hi. Howard, is it?
Nice.
Between the crash and the welcome party, I figured my number was up. But then you arrived. Nice to know we haven't been forsaken entirely. Roscoe asked me to come help you. Seriously? Wow. Next thing you know, it'll be snowing in hell. Sorry. Roscoe's just infamously stingy. I never thought he'd shell out for help. But hey, I'm glad to be wrong, and even more glad he sent someone like you. That said, I'm afraid we're not out of the fire just yet. We need to repair the helicopter. Siska's shoddy piloting and maintenance work caused the crash, but I suppose pointing fingers isn't going to help anyone now. Anyway, I hate to lean on you for everything, but could you possibly procure 2 new anhydrous radiators and a spherical EM motor? I need to stay here to guard the helicopter, and Siska's performing maintenance inside. We're basically pinned down. Okay, I'll get the parts. I appreciate it. Thing is, where the heck am I going to find parts like that? According to my map, if I head north deeper into Noctilum, specifically close to FN Site 215, we might find what we're looking for. Okay, so it turns out the parts were actually fairly easy to find. I just had to run around the area and they were sort of lying around on the ground. So, let's give them to Siska here and see if they'll help her with the repairs.
Did you actually...
You the gal Howard mentioned? He said someone was bringing parts so we could get the heli up and running again. Yep, I've got the anhydrous radiator, a radiator from the white whale that requires no coolant, and the spherical EM motor. The space enclosed within this transparent box supports a floating spherical object, the constant rotation of which produces a never-ending supply of kinetic energy. Wow. It was named rather plainly by Curator May. Nothing wrong with a plain name, May. Okay, yeah, these are perfect. Should be all we need to patch the main rotor. But to be honest, I don't really know how to go about doing that. Like, do I connect this part to the red wire, or is it the blue one? Frankly, I could care less as long as it flies, but Howard would have a conniption fit if I said that in front of him. We actually just had another fight before you showed up. Jerk ended up chasing me out of the heli. Anyway, maybe you should take charge of these repairs. If I touch it and the thing crashes again, I'll never hear the end of it, but he wouldn't dare say anything to you. Well, he might not be saying much to anyone if we crash, right? A little gallows humor there. I don't think I'm qualified to make these repairs. I don't know if I'm supposed to connect it to the blue wire or the red wire either. Can I phone a friend? Can I ask Lynn? I don't know. Red wire, blue wire? Oh god, this thing is gonna crash, everyone's gonna die, and I'm gonna be legally liable. Well, you really have no, like, ideas? Can't remember whether you hook up the red wire or the blue one. Pretty sure it'll fly either way, so maybe just pick one at random and move on. Oh, okay, that's her advice. Well, if that's the case, I guess that's what we'll do. I'm gonna pick the blue wire because blue is my favorite color. It stopped sparking, so that's a good sign. What do you think, Siska? Looks like you've wrapped up the repairs. Slap a few random parts in and we're back in the air. Who knew it'd be that easy? Even the tail rotor's behaving. Thanks for the help. You're a helicopter repair expert and a damn sight tougher than Howard. Roscoe really outdid himself with you. I'll make sure he pays you once we're back in New LA. Let's all meet up back where you first met him, okay? Now, we just have to get back to the city without another huge fight. Honestly, that's not the part I'm worried about. If you guys want to fight en route, do your thing. What I'm worried about is that helicopter falling out of the sky and both of you dying after all the work I put in here. I guess we won't know until we get back to New LA ourselves, so let's cross our fingers, head back to the industrial district, and see if those two made it alright. Hey, you're alive! Oh, thank God, I guess the blue wire was right. Phew, that's a load off my shoulders. I've been waiting for you. Both Howard and Siska made it back safely, and with cargo intact no less. We made our delivery to Granada GG with time to spare. I can't begin to thank you enough. But forgive me. You'll be wanting thanks of a more practical nature, I expect. Proper chopper complete. The helicopter made it back safely. Roscoe thanked us for saving his men and paid us $10,000 as a reward. Don't mind if I do. Despite the ordeal, Howard and Siska are still at each other's throats. I've no doubt they'll cause more trouble in the future. I'll keep your contact information handy. Well, there you have it, folks. They've made it back safe and sound, and intact, which is, you know, all we could really hope for in this situation. So, with all of that said and done, we have officially completed all the requirements necessary to start our next story chapter, Chapter 10. The only thing left to do will be to grind up a few more levels. The recommended level is level 38, and who am I to go against the recommendations? So I'll probably grind a few more missions off screen, and when I see you guys back here next time, we'll do Chapter 10 here in Xenoblade Chronicles X. I hope you enjoyed today's adventures. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys back here again real soon.